Has it that Rembrandt used to come and buy his paints on this canal. So it's a very historic area. A lot of the houses are from the 17th century and 18th century. So we'll walk to our house. Please follow us. It's a beautiful day.
This is our home here. Welcome.
Welcome.
Come on up. Come on up. Yeah, well, this is welcome to our house.
Yes,
this
welcome.
Is, we live in a 17th and 18th century warehouse that used to hold sugar, and later on then also refrigerators. And it's been converted to a series of living units that are basically 6 floors of apartments. And this is ours, the full length of the building.
We've also, you'll see we have all kinds of interesting objects. We like to collect unusual things. So we collect objects, but also art. A lot of it comes from here in the Netherlands or from nearby, so Belgium. And they're things that we've collected over time, having lived in all kinds of different countries over time.
So basically they're things that inspire us and things that we think are very beautiful. And we have what we think of rather eclectic taste. We tend to like things that are very biological and also that have a very poetic feeling to them. One of our favorite pieces that we just purchased is this donkey. Oliver, maybe you want to tell them a little bit about the donkey?
Yes, it's by a Dutch artist. Her name is Marjolein Manderslot, and she creates these objects out of resin. So it's basically a foam that's been covered in resin and then hardens, and then she covers it with different materials. And in this case, it's a hide, and then she left all the threads hanging from all the joints, and we think that's very, very sweet. It's slightly melancholy, but it's also kind of disturbing at the same time, so we find that very, very inspiring.
Another favorite piece of ours is this vase over here by an artist, Vicky Summers. This is one of our favorite pieces. It's also extremely unique because even though she did issue a series of these vases in black, she didn't issue them with flower holders. And we actually had this custom made at the factory where she produces these. We asked if it would be possible for her to make it with the flower holders, and they said yes. So it's a very limited edition because as far as we know, it's the only piece like it. And then over here, we have some pieces by a Belgian artist who actually uses real bug parts to create fantasy insects. So these are almost like little fairy kind of figurines, but they're all made of real bug pieces. So everything that you see on this is actually a real bug, including these incredible polychromed wings that we think are very beautiful. And of course the iridescent blue butterflies that make up the other creature over there. This is our bedroom, and we basically divided the loft not by using walls, but by using curtains. So we made these almost tent-like rooms out of fabric. And we really felt it was very important not to destroy, because this building has almost been intact for 300 years. And this particular apartment, as you can see, the beams haven't been painted. Everything's been left in its original condition. And we didn't want to disturb that and start putting up walls and dividing it and making it a classic apartment. So we came up with the idea of curtains. And it's almost like living a little bit in a Baudouin tent. So we can open and close them. And of course, then we have the beautiful view over the city in the morning, which is really, really nice. It's a very cozy, warm environment once you're inside. So And our challenge, of course, is trying to make this big open space, because we have 240 square meters, comfortable for guests and for ourselves. And so one of the ways that we do that is to create these little areas. So either by grouping furniture together, or by, as you can see here, painting these simple frames directly on the wall and then placing an object on it. So on this one here, actually our neighbor upstairs, Mirja de Vries, is the photographer for this particular piece. But over on this side here, we've grouped all the insects, a sculpture by a young British artist who just graduated from the Royal Academy, and this 50s cabinet. And again, it's framed by the square on the wall. And that helps hold our very open space together. We love the biological, and we also love irony and humor. And for us, this idea of these sort of strange specimens for us are very, very interesting and kind of humorous. This is an albino cobra from a flea market that we found. And we took and glued a little crown on top, because it's the idea of course, a king cobra. So a little bit of humor with our pieces. And then over here we have a piece by a Dutch artist called The Idiots. They're becoming quite well known. And this particular piece is called Fake. And it's a real taxidermied bird that has the appearance, of course, of being one of the wind-up birds from the 17th century, as they would do the mechanical birds. But we love this. We think it's so beautiful and very poetic. I guess we can go maybe now to the kitchen and guest room area.
Yes.
As you can see, we have a very large expanse of space. It's actually 30 meters long and 8 meters wide, so it's very unusual. It's typical Dutch space in terms of a long, narrow space, but it's very unusual that it's been left open over 300 years. So this is the kitchen and kind of living area of the house. This is where we spend most of our time. And this is also where we have our guest room in the back, where we have people, when they visit, they can sleep in that little room over there. It's a little tent. Do you want to talk about some of the pieces? Perhaps this one here?
Yes, this is from, we actually bought this in Paris, but it's an old industrial piece, and this was used to assemble heavy engines, and it raises and lowers with this little contraption here, so it's very ingenious. And we really love it because it has this kind of very heavy industrial look, and we like to contrast it with the more kind of lived-in feel that we have in this area. And then we placed this écorché that was used for, obviously, for artists to paint in the 19th century.
Our guest room is again, very unusual. It's very cozy. Again, eclectic mix of things that we've collected all over the world. The painting, actually, it looks Italian, but it's actually from the United States. It's from Portland, Oregon. The lamp we bought in Italy, I believe.
Yes, we did. Old Sputnik.
Yeah, and just like the rest of the house, it's just a put together of different things that we've accumulated over traveling many, many places. Oliver and I have lived in Amsterdam originally, also in London, and Bologna, Italy. Oliver's upbringing basically was in Hong Kong, and mostly in Asia. And my father's German and my mother's Costa Rican. I was born in California. So we have a very, very mixed international kind of background. Yes. And I think our home reflects that kind of eclectic background. So. This is our breakfast room, where, as you can see, it's open to the kitchen, and also whenever we have guests over, often we have lunch and things on this table. The lamp is actually one of our own creations. We took different pieces and put together with these fantastic light bulbs and made this kind of almost scientific looking lamp, I guess. Looks like it would be in a surgery room. And then we mixed it with our Arne Jacobsen table and some Dutch design from a store here called Paul's Potten. We really love the coral vase. For us, it's a very nice, interesting, and unique piece. When the weather's nice, we just had this put in, actually. It's a little wet today, and when the weather's nice, it's a very beautiful experience because these open up completely. And you can see we have this incredible view, but the really thing that's very, very special is the view of the Westertoren. So when the weather is nice, you have this incredible view of the church, which is one of the landmarks actually of Amsterdam, and it's right here. We're very lucky to have that.
We use the curtain idea again for the space, so it can actually close up a bit, but it's just to create a small separation. We used to use this actually to separate the office off when it was over here. We could close it all up at night and not have to look at work. But now we don't have to do that, which is great. And of course, you know, the guest bedroom has the same system, and we use it over there for the storage.
Yeah, this is a piece that we purchased here in Amsterdam as well. So it's also by a Dutch artist. And it says, "Please, baby, please," in just stacked letters. And we thought it had this beautiful, raw look to it that we thought would be perfect with our decor. And of course, the shape was perfect for this particular strange sort of long area that we have that holds the two sections of the apartment together. Mm-hmm. We very much have a Dutch sensibility when it comes to design. We love this kind of simple, humanistic approach that's very intelligent. For us, this idea of poetry is very important in our work. Things that are evocative, that make you look twice. Sometimes people don't like our aesthetic only because it challenges, and for us it's very important that we really challenge people who are viewing our work to get into it and to understand it and to see the intelligence behind what it is that we're doing, the meaning or the different layers of experience.
Exactly.
Now that you've seen the apartment, it would be our pleasure to take you to our favorite store in Amsterdam, which again has all this fantastic Dutch design.
And again, as we said, because it's a small city, it's only about 5 minutes away, so we have the best commute in the world. So the area used to be, a lot of the workers lived around here, and it was a lot of kind of small industry around here, like paint makers, and all the streets are named after flowers, different names, and this is the flower canal, Bloemgracht, and so it was one of the main ones in the area. And as I said, apparently Rembrandt used to come here to buy his supplies for painting.
And you can hear the beautiful bells of the Westertoren, which is very close to one of the most historic buildings in Amsterdam, the Anne Frank House.
Which is right across the canal here.
Just right across the Prinsengracht.
Here we are at Frozen Fountain, one of our favorite places in Amsterdam, and a big source of inspiration for us. It's where you can find the best kind of cutting-edge design here in town, and a lot of really good Dutch design, of course.
And this is Dick Denkers. Hello, how are you?
Hey.
The owner of Frozen Fountain, and the brilliant mind behind all of this wonderful collection of design from Holland. for us, this store is really just a treasure chest of inspiration and cutting-edge design from all over the world. And in particular, Dutch design, which, as we spoke about earlier, is really leading the way internationally in terms of design and innovation. So for us, there's all kinds of treasures all over the store. You just have to browse and enjoy, basically. This is a perfect example of the innovation that Dutch design brings. They take a simple object like a radiator, which everybody uses and everybody knows the shape of, but completely transform it into something else. This is a designer, Joris Larman, who has created, they call it heat wave, but used this beautiful Baroque detailing to create the shape of a radiator. So the radiator no longer is an eyesore, but actually a work of art in your home.
Mm-hmm. This is another one of our very favorite designers, Piet Henneek. And we really love the way he reuses old wood from construction sites and the demolished homes. And he creates these beautiful pieces, such as this table and the wardrobe over there. And we have a few pieces in our office, actually, yes. So we're big fans.
We come here, yeah, both to relax and also to see new things. We actually buy a lot of things from Dick for our projects, for interiors and things, because of the designers he carries are difficult to find, and this is one of the few stores that you can actually get them.
Hello. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I live here in the center of Amsterdam. I'm just entering my studio. Normally, you know, this is not garage, but this is part of the gallery. I'll walk you through and show you a little bit of